Mangwanani Malelepo Vukenjani Bekwas Vanava Africa. Welcome to Africa Good Morning, the news and current affairs show, bringing you everything you need to know happening on the African continent and beyond. You are joined by Ashin Bedi and Glenora Shipura.
Let's take a look at what you can expect in today's broadcast. The nation mourns as Hage Geingob, Namibia's president, dies in hospital. Mandela family could go to court to get Zoleka's body exhumed, a report says. And Senegal's Macky Sall postpones presidential election amid integrity concerns. A little bit later, we'll also be talking to Dalen Gore, who'll be filling us in on the latest news in Zimbabwe. We'll be right back with our top stories.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Namibia's third president, Dr. Hage Geingob, aged 82, passed away on Sunday morning just after midnight at the Lady Pohamba Private Hospital in Windhoek. His wife, Monica Gengos, and his children were by his side. The Namibian nation has lost an outstanding servant of the people, a freedom struggle icon, the chief architect of the country's constitution and the pillar of the Namibian House. Nangola Mbumba, who at the time was the acting president, Mbumba appealed to Namibians to remain calm while the government makes all the necessary arrangements and puts protocols in place. Geingob announced last month that he had been diagnosed with cancer and would travel to America for treatment. He returned from America earlier this week. Mbumba, who served as the vice president, was on Sunday afternoon sworn in as the president of the Republic of Namibia by the judge president. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah was during the same meeting sworn in as the new vice president. Here is how it unfolded.
I accept with humility the noble assignment bestowed upon me, that of appointment as President of the Republic of Namibia, in accordance with Article 29, read together with Article 34 of the Namibian Constitution. I take on this heavy mantle, cognizant of the weight of this responsibility, to serve all people of Namibia with utmost dedication and commitment in the service of all citizens of the Namibian House, in the land of the brave. I undertake to continue building on the excellent foundation established by our founding father, His Excellency Dr. Sam Shafishuna Nujoma, as well as the former president, His Excellency Dr. Hifikepunye Pohamba, and our beloved, now belated, President Dr. Hage Gottfried Geingob. May his soul rest in peace.
That was Namibia's new president, Dr. Nangola Mbumba, who becomes the country's fourth head of state. He will occupy the position until March 2025, when a newly elected president takes office as a result of this year's presidential elections in March.
Now, outpours of tribute have come in for the Geingob family, including the founding father, Dr. Sam Nujoma, who yesterday was at the Geingob residence to give his condolences to the bereaved family. Geingob's counterparts have also joined in, including Zambia's Hakainde Hichilema, who joined other African presidents in mourning his Namibian counterpart. He wrote on his official Facebook page the following: "We have lost a true friend. a liberation icon, a distinguished diplomat, a senior African statesman, and an elder brother. And at this time, our thoughts and prayers are with his widow, Madame Monica Gengos, and family, the Namibian people, and the entire African continent. May his soul rest in peace.
In Namibia, opposition party leaders and regional leaders have also shared a word of condolence for the Geingob family. Here's a snippet from a press conference held by the Landless People's Movement, and likewise the former governor of the Oshikoto region, Enoch Kankoshi, shares his condolences. Let's take a look.
He was a man who was not shy and who never lacked in confidence. His walk would show it. His swagger would convince us of a man who was at peace with himself. We looked and laughed and enjoyed ourselves, young and old, from what he did, what he said, how he did it, and when he said and when he did whatever it was that he found appropriate. His laughter will be missed. His projections of voice and his genuine love for people will be missed. His love for soccer, a game with which he grew up, will be missed. And so we at the Landless People's Movement today want to give yet again our heartfelt condolences to every Namibian, and also to President Hifikepunye Pohamba, who played an important role in ensuring, together with his comrades, that President Geingob becomes the third president of the Republic of Namibia. All our tears, our anguish, and our fears for the future must be converted into a unified procession of all men to say goodbye in the most decent, most honorable, and most respectful way to this gallant son. Party political rancor must give in to national unity. This moment is not for party colors, but is a moment to together as Namibians under Christ and under one state to say thank you, Hage Geingob. Thank you for your work, for your dedication. God bless your soul, and to say may you rest in eternal peace. We wish strength to the widow, First Lady Mama Monica Gengos, who today is feeling the loneliness of a widow who loved and lived with a man of great stature. May the Lord grant you the understanding that you should be still and count on him as the Lord, and to know him as the Lord who gives peace beyond all human understanding.
Honorable Kankoshi, can you just tell us your reaction to the passing of our head of state?
It's really a very sad news, because we never experienced the death of a sitting president in Namibia. Therefore, my condolences to Mama Monica and children and the entire Namibian people. I remembered him as a man who is down to earth. One incident I can recall is when he was doing these town hall meetings. When he came to Oshikoto, by that time I was a governor. When he was doing that town hall meetings, we were at Oneuptwo, where all the stakeholders and the citizens of the Republic of Namibia in the Oshikoto region were invited to come and present their cases, mostly towards the development and the way forward for the development of the region. The stakeholders presented their written proposals and suggestions, and there was one of the citizens who was raising up his hands throughout the meeting, but he was not given a chance. Then the president, I was sitting next to the president, then he said, why is that person not given a chance to air his voice or so? Then I informed the president what I have told him. Then he said, no, let the person be given a floor to speak. Then the person was given a floor. Then he speak out his mind, not really his mind, but factual points more especially towards the conflict within the leadership, political leadership in the region. So that's why I said he is a president. He was a president for the people, down to earth, and he was ready to listen to each and every Namibian citizen. Therefore, it's a loss not only to his immediate family, to his beloved wife and children, but to all of us as Namibians. Therefore, with my condolences and deep sympathy to Meme Monica once again and the children and the whole Namibian nation.
Regular Namibians alike also reacted to the news differently, including Big Ben, who released a tribute song to the late Dr. Hage Geingob. Augeto Reg, our in-house journalist, spoke to some of the men and women on the street on how they are taking this news.
Name Carl Munchwa. I'm here for the death of our president, Dr. Hage. He was a good man. He was a good man. Now our pensioners there is no more Harambe for them. They were supposed to get increasement. We will see if next year we will get the increasement for the pensioners and those. That's all I wanted to say, and rest in peace, Dr. Hage, rest in peace.
My name's Zildjian Funwe, and the president's death came as a shock to me. The country has lost somebody very valuable. He was an inspiration to many young people, including myself. I wish his family well, and I wish that his soul will rest in peace.
Because Dr. Hage was he cared for the nation. He's the only president that I know he cared for the nation. Also, he cared for the old pensioners. He was even promising them that he will wait for them, and he also is the one who take them from 400 to 1,000, and again he had for the 400. Now they are getting 1.4. Yeah, it was a deep condolence on my side because he cared for the nation. Yeah, I'm Lisa Nashirongo.
Hi Namibia, my name is Delta Shitaleni. I heard the news around early morning when I went on social media. I was shattered. I was in disbelief actually, and it saddens me as a Namibian citizen. And the one memory that I will cherish of the president is the fact that he was so joyful. He danced, he sang, and he was just a very happy man. We will miss his energy, we will miss his presence, especially at the inner city congregation. We will miss his presence as a Namibian president. So may his soul rest in peace.
May Dr. Hage Geingob's soul rest in eternal peace. We're going to move over to the weather just before Talent Gore brings us news from Zimbabwe, including condolence messages from the president.
We now talk to our correspondent in Zimbabwe, Talent Gore. Good morning, Talent.
Good morning, Glenora, and morning, Ashwin. Africa, good morning.
Now, I understand that President Mnangagwa is mourning Dr. Hage Geingob, the Namibian president.
Yes, President Emmerson Mnangagwa has conveyed his utmost heartfelt condolences following the passing on of President Dr. Hage Geingob yesterday morning. In a statement to the newly appointed President Nangolo Mbumba, President Mnangagwa said he was deeply touched and saddened upon hearing the news. He said that we in Zimbabwe fondly remember President Geingob as a Pan-Africanist, a liberation hero, and a visionary statesman who served his people with utmost distinction. We deeply cherish the exemplary role that he played in consolidating the excellent relations that exist between Zimbabwe and Namibia, as well as in advancing the integration agenda for our regional body, SADC, and the cause of the African people and continent. He extended his heartfelt condolences to the Geingob family and the people of Namibia, and also the SWAPO party.
All right. Now, in your next story, Talent, ZANU-PF has clinched 2/3 majority in the by-election. Tell us more.
Yes, the ruling party ZANU-PF has won all 6 National Assembly by-elections which were held on Saturday to secure a 2/3 majority in Parliament. And with this, it means that they can now amend the constitution. ZANU-PF candidates won in Penandaba, Chabalala, Chibutu West, Koromondi South, Jimba East, Mukoba North, and Seki. All of these seats, previously they were won by Triple C, but during the by-elections they were all won by ZANU-PF. We all remember that ZANU-PF Interim Secretary General of Triple C recalled most of the members of Parliament, so that's what led to the by-elections, and the seats were also taken by ZANU-PF. So now that they have a 2/3 majority in Parliament, and this means that they can be able to amend the constitution. And also last week, you remember, I did a story whereby one Triple C Citizens Coalition for Change Party member of Parliament had resigned. So this week, another member of Parliament, Alan Markham, has also resigned from Parliament and from the Triple C party. He wrote to the Speaker of Parliament saying that he was no longer part of Triple C and he has resigned from Parliament because the party had been infiltrated, and he was also acting in solidarity with the party president, Nelson Chamisa, who resigned from the party last week.
All right. Thank you very much, Talent, for bringing us the news stories from Zimbabwe.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for having me.
We'll be right back with our top stories.
Neopaints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neopaints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neopaints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Getting into our top stories, members of the Mandela family could be set to face off in court over the burial of Nelson Mandela's granddaughter, Zoleka. According to a report in City Press, some family members want Zoleka to be exhumed and reburied next to her grandmother, Winnie Madikizela Mandela. Zoleka passed away in September after losing her battle with cancer. She was 43 years old. The Mandela family has a burial plot at Four Ways Memorial Park. Zoleka, however, was not laid to rest there in September last year after her aunt Zenani Mandela got a court order to prevent it. Zoleka was then laid to rest in another part of the burial ground. The City Press report quotes a source saying that family members are still unhappy about this and feel she should be buried next to her grandmother and daughter. They believe her spirit will not rest until this happens. Zoleka's brother Zondwa is spearheading the legal battle to exhume her body and will soon file papers at the Johannesburg High Court.
Now, armed men have shot dead a traditional ruler and kidnapped his wife plus one other person in southwestern Nigeria, according to authorities. The attackers stormed the palace of Segun Aremu, a retired army general and monarch whose official title is the Olukoro of Koro, on Thursday night. It is not clear who the gunmen were or whether they are demanding a ransom. This latest killing and abduction comes days after campaigners demanded a state of emergency to deal with the issue. Some 50 civil society groups want President Bola Tinubu to make that declaration, saying more than 1,800 people had been abducted since he took office last May. But the true number of abductions during that time could be more than double that figure, at almost 4,000 people, says Nigerian risk consultancy SBM Intelligence. No matter how desperate the circumstances, Nigerian law prohibits the payment of ransom money. However, many victims pay up because they do not trust authorities or their track record.
Senegalese President Macky Sall postponed the presidential elections due later this month in a decree announced on Saturday, citing controversies over the disqualification of some candidates and allegations of corruption in election-related cases. Sall said he signed a decree repealing the law that convened the electoral body just as campaigning was set to begin for February the 25th. In one of West Africa's most stable democracies. For my part, my solemn commitment not to run in the presidential election remains unchanged. Finally, I will engage in an open national dialogue to bring together the conditions for a free, transparent, and inclusive election, the Senegalese leader said without announcing a new date for the vote. The decision comes just hours before the start of the election campaign and follows the establishment of a parliamentary commission investigating the integrity of 2 judges from the Constitutional Council. President Sall revealed that he had revoked his earlier decree, which set the election for February 25th, after concerns were raised about the integrity of the electoral process. This unprecedented move in Senegal marks the first direct universal suffrage presidential election delay since 1963.
And we swing back to South Africa, where the Eastern Cape Department of Health is on high alert. 324 pupils from Osborne Senior Secondary School in Kwabaga were rushed to healthcare facilities this week. According to MEC Nomakosazana, Met's spokesperson Mkhululi Ndamase, the pupils were rushed to the healthcare facilities, vomiting over 2 days. The 324 pupils from the same school in Kwabaga were treated at Tungwana Clinic over 2 days. Now, on Thursday, 274 pupils were rushed to Tungwana Clinic with symptoms of vomiting. On Friday, an additional 50 pupils from the same school were treated. Those have been our stories on Africa Good Morning. It has been and is a very somber time for the Namibian nation as we mourn Dr. Hage Geingob, the 3rd president of Namibia. We don't have any sports news, but we do know that he was absolutely keen on football. Unfortunately, his team, Liverpool, lost yesterday. However, I'm going to say they lost because he wasn't there to support them.
I totally agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? It's only right. You never walk alone, they say. That has been our broadcast on Africa Good Morning. May the soul of Dr. Hage Geingob rest in eternal peace.